I just finished watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And this being a movie created in modern day 2023 Hollywood, this would normally be the part where I begin to crap all over it in a glorious hurricane of memes and jokes. But unlike most other films coming out nowadays, this movie was, well, kind of awesome.
Oh my God!
I mean, seriously, I really like this movie. I'm not going to recap the whole thing, and if I mention any spoilers, I'll be sure to warn you before I do, but I just had to make a video spending a bit of time praising this one. The film stars Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, Haley Atwell as Grace, and the villain Gabriel played by Isa Morales? Something like that, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but nobody cares about the other actors. From what we've already seen from the previews, a powerful AI has gone missing, and several powerful parties want to take control of it in order to use it to their own advantage, while Ethan Hunt goes on a mission with his team to retrieve it first and keep it out of enemy hands. The film's runtime is 2 hours and 43 minutes, and the end credits start about 20 minutes before that, so if you buy one of those $20 sodas, your bladder's going to implode. Kind of like a certain submarine named...
No! None of that! Shame on you!
Oh, too soon? Don't worry about the movie being too long though. Like I said, it's awesome, and about halfway through, I remember thinking to myself, holy crap, I'm completely invested in what's happening right now. Unlike how I felt when watching The Flash and thinking to myself, I wonder what I should cook for dinner tonight. Or even worse, when I was watching The Little Mermaid, and halfway through was thinking to myself, oh my god, everything about this is just so gay. The film is also PG-13, so there's no boobs or bloody gory scenes, making it great to take the family, which you definitely should. And if you're a guy who isn't some flaming flamboyant fruitcake, then this film is guaranteed to put more hair on your balls than you had going into it. I mean, it's filled from beginning to end with action. There's interesting fight scenes all throughout. Men fighting men, women fighting men, women fighting women. Guns, knives, swords, all kinds of cool spy crap that you'd expect to see. Plenty of high-intensity chase scenes and crazy stunts. Speaking of stunts, I mean, you gotta give credit to Tom Cruise, man. This guy does almost all of them himself. I mean, this is the guy that, in order to advertise Top Gun Maverick while he's working on Mission Impossible, films this stunt and goes out of his way to simply thank the fans for going out and watching the movie.
And thank you for supporting Top Gun Maverick. Hey kids, it's Chris McCoy, writer, director.
Hi everybody, hey, thank you. Hey, listen, we really got a room, we gotta get this shot.
Oh yeah, we're filming. We gotta get this shot. All right, are you coming?
Not on your life. Good luck.
Okay, we'll see you down there. Whoa. Where was I? Oh yeah, thank you for supporting Top Gun Maverick. As always, thank you for allowing us to entertain you. It truly is the honor of a lifetime.
It really is something to see an actor pay such homage to the paying customer, and to do so with such humility in spite of being such a larger-than-life personality. It's a pretty stark contrast to the narcissistic, self-indulging pomp that we normally see from America's vagina, aka Hollywood, California. Speaking of vaginas, I'd like to mention a word from our sponsors, the United States government.
What must be what? What must be what? What must be what? What must be what?
So you feel dry, comfortable, and confident. It's so simple. Get back into life. Get back into life with Depend.
Back to the video, and back to talking about all these special stunts Tom Cruise went through. There's one that he does in this movie that's insane, and from the advertising about it, we find out that he made more than 500 skydives and 13,000 motocross jumps over an 80-foot mound, as well as trained for a year in base jumping in order to prepare for this one scene. You remember when I said this movie would put hair on your balls, right?
Be confident. Be confident.
A year of base training, advanced skydive training, a lot of canopy skills, a lot of tracking.
Tom Cruise, he's an amazing individual. Train and drill every little aspect over and over and over and over again.
They were doing 30 jumps a day.
Getting to a point where he was just a machine. I mean, over 500 skydives.
That's what we do. Over 13,000 motocross jumps.
Pretty much the biggest stunt in cinema history. Tom Cruise just rode a motorcycle off a cliff 6 times today.
They don't make him like this anymore, ladies and gentlemen. As far as his character Ethan Hunt, as well as all the other characters when it comes to their acting, everything was pretty much fine, except for this chick, Rebecca Ferguson playing Ilsa Faust. I don't know, her character just kind of felt flat for me, and it just seemed like she was there to collect a paycheck, phoning in her acting with very little enthusiasm. I don't really remember her from the other films, but then again, I don't really remember much from the other films to begin with anyway. I watched most of them, but only once, and I think they were all good, but I didn't go into this movie with a deep recollection of the lore of the characters or anything like that. So if you haven't seen the others, then don't worry. This film is pretty self-containing. There's a lot of characters whose backstories really aren't laid out, but you don't need them to be. The film does a good job filling in the gaps for people new to this universe. But going back to Ilsa Faust, I think that's how you say her name, yeah, she sucked. But don't worry, because we've replaced this 6 out of 10 with a strong 10 out of 10. In this franchise's newest addition, Haley Atwell, playing the thief known as Grace.
Best part is Tom and Haley, they're handcuffed together.
People are chasing us.
Yes, they are. You're driving.
You know what the difference is between an actual strong female character versus a fake shoehorned in Mary Sue? One of them actually displays traits of strength and courage, while simultaneously being capable of showing weakness, as well as maintaining a degree of femininity you'd expect to see in a woman. She doesn't, and more importantly, we as the audience don't need to be told how strong, brave, and beautiful she is, because we can clearly see those traits being conveyed on the screen. The other one is a bitch, who constantly needs to be propped up by people around her, complimenting everything she does without actually earning a single bit of it, and never actually displays any strong female traits at all.
You know, this place has gone way downhill. What do you say we go somewhere else?
That's a huge bitch!
Well, my friends, I'm glad to say that Grace's character is a great addition to the film. She's cunning and clever, oftentimes outsmarting Ethan Hunt and those around her, while at other times she shows fear and uncertainty of this world that she never intended to become a part of. She makes mistakes, but in the end becomes quite an endearing character. And also, well, you know. Finally, we come to the villain of the film, Gabriel. Once you watch the movie, you'll find out that his name carries a lot of symbolic weight to it. This guy's great in the role, coming across as calm, cool, and collected, always seeming to be one step ahead, creating a sinister tone and bleak atmosphere every time he's on screen. He's the kind of character that makes you feel like whatever the good guys do, they're ultimately going to lose to him, which is great in a villain, by the way. Even though this is part 1, I never got that feeling of, oh crap, this movie's over and I really can't wait to see how it concludes. Nah, nothing like that. In other words, it didn't just drop off like a steep cliff, leaving you on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen next. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a part 2, and I'm very excited to see where they go from here, but all I'm saying is that this film ended in a very satisfying way, and after watching it, I just felt freaking great. I only have one little nitpick when it comes to criticism, but I can't really explain it without giving away a few spoilers. They're small spoilers, but all the same, here's your warning, if you want to duck out now and avoid them completely.
Warning! 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 Warning!
Phyllis!
So, there's this scene where Grace is being chased on a train and gets caught and held at gunpoint. Meanwhile, Ethan is trying to hang glide onto that moving train in order to reach Grace and help her out. When I saw this scene, I thought they may do some kind of subversion. Like, for example, maybe Ethan just shows up and shoots the guys, and we as the audience are wondering, hey, wasn't he still trying to get onto the train? But then he gives Grace a quick recap of why he's late, and we see a short cutscene of him landing on the train, maybe seeing Grace running from the gunmen, and we as the audience realize, oh, when we were watching Ethan outside the train and Grace on the inside, those two things weren't actually happening at the same time, just switching back and forth between the two at the same time to make us think Ethan wouldn't make it in time to save her life. Or, you know, something like that. Really, there's a lot of things you could do, but what the writers decided to do wasn't even close to that. In the movie, right before the guy shoots Grace, Ethan literally slams into the side of the train, going probably thousands of miles an hour, crashes through the windows at the exact spot they're at, flies into the gunman, and saves her life. I mean that's what you went with. Like, really? I don't know. It was just so freaking random to me. I mean, a lot of stuff that happens in this universe is kind of crazy, but this was just such a 100 and a billionth chance, just complete luck. I mean, they played it for laughs, and I did think it was funny, but it just felt random, you know? Like, it kind of took me out of the movie for a second. But anyways, when I say nitpick, I really do mean just that, a nitpick. It's not that big of a deal, seeing as how rest of pretty much the entire movie is awesome. I mean, there might be a few things here and there with the dialogue that could use a little bit of touch up, but overall pretty solid. Well guys, that's my overall thoughts on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Have you seen it yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below and like the video even if you hated it. Also, if you could hit the subscribe button please, that would also be really great. I appreciate you guys watching so much, and until next time guys, have a great freaking day.